Night ride on the track.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Still got a cough. Welcome to this Saturday morning bird feeder, man, Coach. And with me today, I got my main man, as well as a special guest this morning. First, let me introduce my main man over there. What's going on, Big Ant? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, Coach? What's happening, everybody? Hey, he's special, all right.
Yeah, the Cheeto went down the wrong way.
Special guest.
Damn. Okay, we'll get though. All right. And down below, man, with no further introduction, everybody know who he is. It's Mad Mike Luciano. What's going on, Mad Mike? How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm wonderful. And forget you, Antonio. Okay? Forget you.
All right, man.
There it is.
Anyway, like I talked about last night, man, we're going to do that, but we got a couple more things to talk about first before we get started with that. And I'll probably have another guest on pretty soon, too, so we'll see. Anyway, first, tomorrow is June 1st. And June 2nd is Monday. Post June 1st. So, what I'm saying
I forgot about that, Coach. Oh, man.
So,
that went over my head.
Yeah,
what
completely.
Is there any possibility that somebody go? I may think to bring some money in here. Possibly.
Man, they've been real quiet. I'm just saying that they've been real quiet, bro. I don't like this silence.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
you about to do something disrespectful.
So, but I'm gonna. I ain't gonna say I'm giving what's called, but I ain't gonna say they can cut. They can cut Kurt and not saving a lot of money, but
right
faster. So that's something.
Someone.
Huh?
Someone may. Just like I'm not saying that the Falcons, but it like a lot of people being quiet about June 1st deadline. So.
Well, they did that. Philadelphia was it Philadelphia? Somebody did a trade just recently with San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Bryce Huff.
Yeah, Bryce Huff. Okay. Yeah. So, there you go. What's going on, Six Man?
What's happening, Coach?
Morning.
What's happening? What's happening, Dr. J? What's up?
You know what? Y'all funny. Let me tell you.
Wow.
So, Sam called me Questlove yesterday, and now I get Dr.
J. And as you hear in the background, that's my foot rest sitting over here. Yeah, What's that?
You the street doctor, J.
The street doctor.
I want to fly like an eagle.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let 6 Man go and introduce yourself. I got everybody else. So yeah.
Hey man, K Styles here. Y'all already know, man. A lot need to be said, man. Like I said, appreciate you, Coach, for letting me come on with y'all.
But as I was saying, asking these guys here, June 1st, post June 1st, do you see any possibility of anybody being let go?
Everybody that's on a 1-year deal. How about that?
Oh.
What?
It's kind of difficult to be honest because I don't want to see it because I don't know what it's going to be like without him. And
You don't know. I don't want to cut him for you gonna lose money on him.
the only person that I see, well, I'll say two people, and I just don't see it happening. One of them for me is Caden Ellis. And the reason why I say Caden Ellis, obviously, because you got Diablo right there, and then you got Troy returning. They may see something in JD Bertrand. And I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to try to get him more and more playing time. As I believe it was Dunn that said that Woods is one of those guys too that's kind of trending upwards. So Caden Ellis, he could be one of those guys. Not saying it's gonna happen, but like I said, it's the NFL. And then another guy, coach, David Onyemata. I mean, the price tag with him, they'd be able to say somewhere about 7 to 8 million, somewhere in there. 10 million. That's a lot of money, man. And they already looking at the boot. Oh, damn, I'm about to say booty boy. But
booty butt cheeks.
Miss Thing. Oh shit. Jalen Ramsey. We're already looking at him. So at some point, the Falcons may just want to do that. I'm just saying they prioritize in the secondary. So I wouldn't be surprised if David Onyemata is one of those guys, so they can be able to go out and get a guy like that.
Yeah. And with my other boy, I had one for sure. I said Cooper. That's $4.5 million.
But to be for real, I'm gonna stay in the same. I'm gonna stay in the same position room as Mike. I say Troy Anderson.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
it's what $1.5 million.
Yeah.
What has he done?
But I still haven't heard anybody talk about it.
Yeah, and I think y'all made the point earlier before I came on. They've been very quiet about quite a few guys.
Mm-hmm. Too many. I finally heard some talk. They said something about D'Angelo, not D'Angelo Malone, but Helms. I finally heard somebody say something about him.
Yeah, Helms.
Yeah. Oh man, I haven't heard nothing on him, to be honest.
I heard just a little bit, not a lot.
They said he was practicing. So
yeah, so that's the first time I heard something. But hey, anything's possible, man. Like I said, this Falcons GM room, what you want to call it, they are cutthroat people. They wait till the day of and let you know what the hell's going on. They don't put anything out there, which is the most secretive GM room I've heard in a long time from the Falcons. Because the Falcons, with the Metro's here, he would let people know he's gonna cut motherfucker. So, all right. Let's get on to this. Well, first of all, let me give a shout out to the people in the chat, man. I'm sorry about that, guy. First, we got Deshaun Coswell in here, A137, Xavier Littman, Jonte Rozier. What's going on, Tank? Georgia, Texas boys in here. Kershaw, Vlad, Miss Sonia Howell, how you doing? D. Coleman, what's going on? Billy Power Max, that sounds kind of funny, but Raleigh 1090. Ray Murphy, I think I said that. Tony Hall was happening. Rob Nichols, Southside, and what's that man? Stealth Mode TV 23, D Sloan was happening, and that's what we have. Hey man, appreciate y'all for here. And again, like I always say, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it out, man, and y'all stay tuned and just keep contributing to the show, man. Put your questions in there. We'll try to answer the best way we can. All right. Next, just another subject that you guys were talking about yesterday, Kyle Pitts. If you guys haven't checked it out, man, check out Mike's little video on Kyle Pitts. Yes, some things you can learn in there. But is Kyle Pitts leaving?
I mean, I already said. Well, I've been saying for the last year, like, when you draft a young quarterback, like, and at some point they're going to want to get their guys in. So money becomes a issue in regards to just trying to figure out if Drake is going to be their number one guy. Because I mean, the Falcons may not see Drake as his number one option. There's always and plus the money that Drake could garner could be a concern if they decide that Bijan Robinson is the face of this franchise, and they may not want to give Drake $25 million a year for a wide receiver. So it's always the case. So I think Drake is on the hot seat. I'm saying Kyle Pitts is on the hot seat. Why? Because of the quarterback. This is a new franchise. This is a new regime. We don't know what these guys are thinking right now. We don't know who they want. We already shipped out Grady Jarrett. We don't know if they want Jesse Bates to be one of the franchise leaders for years to come. So at this point, I say Kyle Pitts is definitely on the hot seat. But this is what we've been talking about.
Hey, Coach, you want me send Fresh the link?
Sure.
Okay.
Is Kyle Pitts gone?
Yeah, is he gone, Chris House? Okay.
I say yes. Think about it. Who's the next guy up that's looking for a big payday?
Drake.
So if Drake is looking for that payday, guess what happens? Drake is going to be the vocal point and get the numbers.
Right.
Kyle Pitts. This is Kyle Pitts on his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
So the thing is, are you going to look to trade him before you have to pay him? Or let him walk, and then now Drake London becomes the vocal point of the next big payday? The money says everything right there. That's just my opinion on that. Yeah, I'm going to land it on that.
Jordan, check what he said, Drake, Bergeron. Out of all these four here, the one I guarantee they're going to pay is Bergeron. I can guarantee you they're going to pay him.
That's a must.
You say Bergeron?
He's a guaranteed payout of this group here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Got to.
You got this league goes as far as on the offensive side, as far as your offense and how good your offense is. Yeah. I hate to say that, but that is.
You don't hear anything bad about him, Coach. That right there is already a sign that he's going to be here for a while.
He came in first year, hitting the ground running.
Yeah. So, but Bergeron. What else we got? What about you, Big Ed? Kyle Pitts.
I think what they're gonna try to do is they want to get something back, but if they don't, then they want to see what he might like a putting on the show or see
what's out there, just to see what's out there.
Yeah, see what's out there, and stick your nose out there, and then also it's like an audition, pretty much. To see. Well, what can he do under this new regime?
But he is playing his 5th year, guys. Think about this. You guys all know football. These guys on their 5th year, they seem to have great seasons. If they're serious about football, those guys that are serious about football and want to make this their life, they have great 5th years. And with that saying, I think Cal is going to have a good year. Is it with us? Or is it with somebody else? So, whatever's going to happen, I think Cal's going to get paid somewhere. Is it with the Falcons? Or is it with whoever? And I see Drake. Now this is the problem. I think Mike said this At the end of the year, you should have been paying, or what the somebody said should have been paying Drake, because I think Drake's gonna turn this league out this year.
Yeah, you should have paid Drake last year.
I didn't realize he had that many touchdowns. So, like, the thing is, that's what scares me with Drake. He's not a fast receiver. He's a high volume type of receiver, and he needs the ball in his hands. And like that's dangerous because he's not very explosive. And a guy with the lack of explosiveness, can you really can you really justify giving him 25 or close to $25 million a year? I personally don't think so. Because you need a quarterback to always be you need the quarterback to always be targeting him for him to be justify that type of, and that's why I don't know if you need a tight end, to be honest, in his offense because of Drake running.
Now, just imagine this offense opening up so well they give Drake space to run instead of throwing in coverages. He's gonna be hard to bring down for one.
Yep.
And the yards at the catch is gonna probably increase. Think about it.
Yeah.
Drake's yards at the catch is gonna increase if that spacing is there. So now those yards gonna go from what he had last year to probably additional 200.
Mm-hmm.
He already had 100 catches last year.
Yep.
So you talk about what he had 11 from last year. So you're going to 1,300 to 1,400 yards. I can't remember what the exact numbers were last year.
Yeah.
I think Drake had. I think it was like 1340 something.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. He goes to 1540. Now,
all right, so it's 1271, 9 touchdowns.
So it doesn't matter that touchdown number increasing. I think it will because of the quarterback we got.
Yeah.
I can see Drake with 12, 15 touchdowns. I hate to say it, I can see that this
year. Yeah, that's exactly what I did today. I don't know if I put it out though, but I did a video on it. No, I haven't put it out yet, but that video is coming.
Yeah, so
my question.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm about to say. So my question is, since they didn't pay him last year, what's the soonest that are you willing to give him that contract? Because one thing, I've seen the rumblings of Jalen Ramsey paid to Atlanta still coming up.
Yeah,
if you bring in Jalen Ramsey, do you have enough money to pay Drake London? That's funny, guys. Think about it.
That's why I don't see Jalen Ramsey coming.
We got too many question marks because even Michael Turner was saying that he would rather see the Falcons kind of rely more on the running game with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson while we still have them. So, like I said, the Falcons have a decision to make for what they want this offense to look like. And I think if they are smart, it's just my opinion. What I would do, just go ahead and let Tyler Algier walk because the style of quarterback that we have, his skill set doesn't match the Falcons quarterback. Now it matched under Kirk Cousins because you can kind of Kirk Cousins don't spread out. The Falcons don't use a lot of spread offense with Kirk because Kirk can't fucking move. So you always need protectors in. So you're gonna see a lot of protection formations. The eyes, the 2-3 tight ends, and like you're gonna always have that with Kirk Cousins. But with Mike Penix at the helm, you don't necessarily need a running back like Tyler Algier in the offense for it to be effective. Plus, Mike Penix can run. This is another option. He can run. He can get you 2 to 3 yards in those short yard situations with the Bijan Robinson and his offensive line. So the offense is definitely going to change. So I could see changes being made.
Yeah. So this June 1st will be interesting, and I think this training camp will be interesting with all the additions. Like I said, this offense is going to be much better than last year. All right. One more thing about the Falcons news. Center Ryan Nuzul is signed and delivered. So, people, we ain't got to worry about that no more. At least for 2 years.
Yeah.
Somebody still has to be. We got to find out who's going to do that backup still. So that still ain't been established yet. So they're saying it's Gwen, but we're gonna see.
I think we're gonna find that out during
Training camp, exactly. So, all right, man. Let's get started. Let's get started. All right. Raheem, I didn't type anything there. Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyway, Raheem Morris. We got a lot of people that are disappointed or upset with him, I guess. I ain't gonna call him disappointed, but upset with him think he's done such a I ain't gonna say mismanaged the team last year. Is that a better word to use instead of
that's perfect.
Mismanaged the team last year. And I'm in agreement to a degree. I am. So all you guys said is true, and it did happen. Everything you guys said happened. All right. This is my take. Raheem came in last year, right? Smiling, talking, had all this confidence. And I think he believed in what he was saying. All right. Now, let's go back 2 or 3 years prior to that in 21 when the other guy came in. Arthur Smith came in, right? Stern.
Yep.
Asshole-ish. So what did he automatically do? The media automatically disliked him, right?
Yeah.
You mean Raheem?
That's talking about Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
Arthur Smith.
They
okay,
didn't
we
like
talking
him.
about
He was public enemy number one down here from the get-go.
So Raheem knew this. I'm sure he knew this. So that, what they call it, horse and ponies, or whatever the hell the term they use, that he put on, it was hype. He brought hype. He brought that excitement back to Atlanta to a degree. And the hype didn't match the end outcome.
Yeah.
Yo.
What's going on, Fresh? What's
going on, everybody? What's going on?
This all residential hype man right here. This is our Flavor Flav.
Flavor Fresh.
Whoa.
You're a hype man. Like Flavor Flav is the greatest hype man of all time. That ain't no insult.
Where your big ass pockets?
Yeah, boy.
Hey, if y'all listen to the Unholy Alliance intro, the Flavor Flav was said by Fresh. So, yeah.
So on that right there, like I said, he made the media feel comfortable. Because Archie Smith made this guy, he kind of had some of these guys scared to ask questions because they're going to get a shitty answer or a smart added answer. So let's move forward now. He inherited this team, right? I'm going to just go through a basic. The Falcons are the same team from 23 that we had in 24. Same exact team. With an addition of a quarterback that's coming off an Achilles. I felt confident to a degree in Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. All right. So him praising Kirk Cousins put him in a position of, okay, this has to work.
Yeah.
And we seen it for 9 games. We saw it for 9 games. It worked for 9 games. but then the wheels fell off. And the decision making he had fell off.
Mm-hmm.
All this just dropped to the bottom. All right. And the question people ask, why not put Penix in? That's one of the main questions. You should have put Penix in. My answer. This is my only my answer. Why?
Coach is
Think about it. Why? My answer is this is like I said, all this is me. This is nobody else but me. Kirk Cousins is this savvy veteran, right? Supposed to be this. All right.
Yep.
You give people like that, and we see it all the time. We don't see top guys struggle. Game after game after game. However, Kirk Cousins is telling Raheem that he's okay. Right? Training camp is saying the same thing. I mean, the training staff is saying the same thing. So the eye test and this NFL Today analytics, medical staff, all that stuff is a business. So you go by, you trust your people in that medical. I hope they change these fucking people because they were fucking up that shit. But you trust these people, right? Like I said, we all knew Kirk was hurt, and so should he make this decision? I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say no. And by him not bringing in Penix, I feel we have an advantage this year. If you brought Penix in that early last year, now what do you have now? What do you have
know.
that's money for the NFL for opposing players? You have video
documented evidence.
So 3 games, 1 game, it was actually 2 good games that he threw the ball out. 1 game was all about run. So you don't have that film to see what Penix can really do. You don't. So this year was a burn Kirk Cousins because he ain't playing for the Falcons no more. Pretty much what it was. And Raheem just whooped the flow. And I'm sure it was okay from the top. It had to be. Because if it wasn't, I'm sure Arthur Smith and Arthur Blank and his son like get his ass out a long time ago. So this year, to me, was like a planned thing. After that, after Kirk started doing this thing. However, we still could have won the division with him playing that bad. We still could have won the division by Kirk playing that bad. The interception, yes, sucks. But our defense let us down too. Was that Raheem's fault? Yeah. Blame the players sometimes too. We brought in 2 guys that we thought was going to be a game changer on defense, Simmons and Judon, right? And we had a old-time starter that, I kind of think they kind of tried to put the defense around, which was Grady. Grady was on the team years prior, and same old defensive results. Should they have paid those rookies? I say yes.
Yeah.
I was like, put them in. You can't define what they were doing. However, same situation with Penix. Why put that out there and you don't I don't know what I'm putting. Why expose that now? And I understand building experience. Yes, that's fine. But exposing to a situation. Okay, let's just go into this draft because they knew they was going to go into this draft. They knew they weren't going to go far in the playoffs. They knew after Kirk got hurt because they needed Kirk for 1 year. They signed for all this what's called because 1 year, Kirk would have said, okay, if Penny would have came in, we're going to trade you. Kirk would have signed that trade. If Kirk would have had a decent year, Kirk would have been quick to sign that trade clause thing because he would have been hot. And the Falcons was banking on that after they drafted Penny. So my thing is, a lot of this stuff was planned. This is my own opinion. A lot of this season after that injury, when they started to fall, was a planned thing for the Falcons. Now, you guys, let at me.
I mean, I don't disagree with you because I pretty much said the exact same thing. I understand Penix not playing. My thing it wasn't the fact that because I didn't think Penix or any quarterback should be playing unless he's the number one overall pick and your personnel. Like for me, you just have to have the right personnel for a quarterback in order to make sure that he has everything that he needs. I would much rather sit him down, at least do what the Falcons did with Michael Vick, have your veteran playing for the first 8-10 games before and then bring him in, have the season because the grind of the NFL season for a quarterback mentally is what destroys a lot of quarterbacks. It's not a lot of the time. It really isn't the skills. It's really the grind of it because in college, you're playing 13 games, probably max. 13, 14 games, depending on, if you're going to the championship or something like that. So, they're not used to playing 17, 18 games, going to the playoffs, and then playing another 20 and 21 if you get to the Super Bowl. So, they're not used to that. So, I didn't have a problem with Penix not playing. My thing is, why weren't we running the ball? We have B.M. Robinson, Tyler Algier. Even if Kirk is struggling, just make the necessary adjustment with the offense and the game plan. But he kept dropping him back 30, 40 times when you saw he wasn't physically able to do so.
Like I said, my take on that right there. I think it was something to try to market Kirk to a degree. To a degree, although we see how bad he was, Kirk. And like I said, we don't know what was called in the huddle. Did Kirk change the play in the huddle? Did Kirk say, "I can do it"? You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't do it, or was it always a pass play that was called? Because they get more than one play. And Kirk sees the formations, right? Because they were stacking that box. They were stacking that box to make sure they stopped the run game, which is then Kirk pulled back. You know what I'm saying? So I get it and I don't get it. Because like I said, when you can't throw the ball, hand the ball off.
It's simple as that, Coach.
That's true. But I think Kirk was being selfish.
Yeah.
He was being selfish. And it made that selfishness fall back on Raheem. He's the head coach. He's going to fall back on him anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So, yeah, exactly true. He said Kirk was good. Yes. So that was the selfishness that Kirk put himself before the team.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, all that selfishness that he put toward himself, himself before the team, it made Raheem look a certain way. So you've been head coach, yes, and I think because Raheem, like I said, I'm not sure he's the main one that said bring Kirk in. Could have been, I don't know, we don't know, but because he played with had Kirk so and so on, he did talk him up a lot. So by him doing that, like I say, it gave him that gave him that bad look.
Mm-hmm.
And that chewing the gum on the sideline, listen, my take on that right there, because I've been in games and just looking, there was nothing, that wasn't one of those things, I'm going to chew gum, I'm going to smile, I ain't going to let the media see me sweat. It's going to look bad. Serious. Think about it.
He's still.
You boy. Oh, swear to God, I was thinking that too.
He could not let the media see him sweat. All that that he brought in through this season.
Oh, that's funny.
Maintain it the whole year. He had to. But you listen to him now. That cheesing and wheezing ain't going on right now.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So last year was a what's he want, woman? My bad, y'all. Last year was one of those years. Look, Drew said he can't fool me. I get you. I do. I understand that, but I just think a lot of stuff was like it had to fall back on the head coach. It had to.
Mm-hmm.
But and we ain't blaming some of the right people. How's that? That's my whole take.
Yeah.
And I said I was saying this last year. We guys got to bring some of these players too. But like I said,
I think what it is. Remember when he got hired, the expectations was set where he said the one thing that everybody wrote on. Do anybody remember what he said?
Outrun the South.
Outrun the South.
Yep.
So like you said, that already set the expectation for what the perceived season was going to be.
Talked himself into a corner. Basically.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's it. Just shut up.
Well, yeah. Once again, it's not a Raheem coaching issue; it's an expectation issue. So the thing is, and I understand the bravado of saying, "Okay, yeah, we're gonna outrun the South," but what it is a lot of people are going to be looking at that, and we all, and like you said, we all been into it. We're gonna outrun the South. What does outrun the South says to everybody on this panel?
Playoffs.
Playoffs win the division, yes.
What about you, Ant? What is out?
Almost don't count though.
Yeah, playoffs. I mean, something that we haven't done in a long time. So
Y'all wonder why I don't do predictions. Y'all wonder why everybody asks me predictions.
I only said 10. I ain't say no 11, 12. I ain't say that.
You're not gonna make me look stupid. Predictions make you look like a freaking idiot. Giving people expectations about what you gonna do, it leads you to look stupid at the end of the day when it doesn't happen. That's what Raheem did.
Mm-hmm.
He put the expectations on himself. Now you can sit up here and say the thing is you can do that privately, but as soon as you make it public, that's where the problem lies. You put that out there. You had two bold statements coming in with it. Like you said, the Falcons were a quarterback away from making the playoffs, and you said we're gonna outrun the South. Those are two bold predictions right off the bat, and both of them didn't happen.
I got a question on that what you just made there. If Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt, is it a different story now?
This is a different. Say it again. That last part.
If Kirk Cousins did not get hurt in that Saints game, is this whole thing a moot point? Is everything different now?
I mean, yeah.
No. Hell no.
You still think they
Me
would
and
have?
Phil talked about that when we drafted Michael Penix. Nothing changes. They're still gonna try to
No,
find
no,
a
no,
way
no,
to
no. I
get
ain't
him out of it.
talking about. I'm talking about. Is the season different? How's that?
Yeah, I was talking
The
about the
season
season.
different. Yeah, the season is
Yeah,
different.
season's gonna
Yeah.
be different.
So Kirk Cousins, like I said, goes back to Kirk Cousins being selfish.
Yep.
This season is based on Kirk Cousins' selfishness. He should have tucked his own ass out of this fucking.
Yes, coach. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on him.
But like you said, that comes down to the point too, is Kurt selfish, but it goes back to what you said too about some of the accountability will have to go to the coach as well.
Exactly. You're right.
Because even like I'm just using an example. I can go to work, busted knee, bad shoulder, can't move, can't do shit right. Of course, my ego gonna let my ass go to work because I need to pay my bills, right?
Right.
The biggest difference between a guy that's confident in his abilities and a guy that's winging it, I understand the $180 million thing. If you see Kirk Cousins, because the thing is, you could see everybody could see Kirk Cousins was not 100% after that Saints game.
Indeed. Yep.
So is it well? So now the question is, don't mind that in the background, running around, being all happy and stuff. Is am I gonna trust my instinct to say, okay, you need to sit down here for a little bit, not for the whole season, not for the whole season, but to get you out of your own ego, because your play, even though you say you're okay, is obviously that you're hurt and it's affecting the team as well. So that's when you ask Raheem, when was it in your mind that you're willing to pull that plug out for right now? That's the biggest difference between a guy who's a great head coach and a guy who's not there yet.
That is exactly, and something he said in his last. He said, and he admitted. So that was good to hear that he admitted he made a lot of mistakes. He said it. It came out of his own mouth that he made mistakes. He said, "I do not plan on doing that again." And he's like I say, he admitted he owned up to his fuck up last year. How's that?
Who's that?
Raheem. He owned up to it. So.
Yeah, I just want to see growth. Like I said, my thing is everybody think I want him fired. I don't want Raheem fired. I just want to see growth.
Yeah. He has to be better.
Accountability.
That's it. That's really it. If I just see growth, I mean accountability is one thing, but I'm talking about the football aspect of things. I don't care nothing about him to end his accountability because that's grown man stuff. I'm talking about the football thing. I'm just not seeing the adjustment. The adjustments is a vital part of being a head coach. That's that right there. So I don't want to see him talk about it. I just want to see him actually do it.
And another thing I noticed about, do you guys think he trusted the vets too much?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
1,000%.
You need to get some of their old asses off the field.
And by him doing that, kind of screwed up a lot of things last year.
He said there was going to be a competition thing, but it wasn't competition.
It wasn't exactly. If Grady Jarrett's playing 65% of your snaps, that wasn't good for you. I hate to say that.
No, absolutely not.
That should have not happened. And I think he didn't play Dorless enough. I don't think he was. They keep saying he was injured, but I don't know. He could have had I don't know, something, but he didn't play enough.
Dorless or Root?
Yeah, they gave Root a little bit more than Dorless, a lot more than Dorless.
They said Dorless was hurt.
Yeah, they said Dorless was hurt, but
I think it was like an ankle or something. It was a little small stuff.
I didn't see that part. You know that. I just
No,
thought he was
they
just
had him in
inactive
there.
just because.
Drew said the vets should step up. They sure didn't.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, that's where they go. He said,
Super
"What's
chat.
up, Falcon family? The new area is here. Hey, that's what we're hoping, man. We're hoping."
Now I
So,
think we got a new member earlier. D85.
I didn't. I thought I put it up there. I thought I did. I guess I did. Welcome to 85, new member.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Okay, appreciate you, brother.
Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Tank said Dorless is developing. He would be unleashed this season. Rob knows what y'all just are like. Well, he
We just having
nobody. Okay, this is the thing. I like I said, I understand what Mike was saying. Mike has never said fire Raheem. He said he just wanted Raheem to be better, which that's what you want all your head coaches to be. But I do hear a lot of. I've heard from some of these guys, and somebody asked, "What do you think about Raheem Morris?" They said Raheem, he loves to hang, joke with his players and everything. They did say Raheem was getting your ass. We don't see it.
Definitely that. He's definitely that.
They say They say he's all about the business. But what we see is that what Sam called him the chicken smile or whatever he said something about some chicken. And we see that, and that can rub black people.
Oh, me, that rubs me all wrong.
It rubs black people the wrong way when you see that chicken because, and like I said, the chewing gum, I know how that feels, but I don't chew gum like mother. This shit don't work. and I get that part. You don't speak because you're not there doing the game to coach your players. You're there to run the game.
Mm-hmm.
So showing that emotion, like some of these coaches that be on the sideline that's showing all this emotion. Is it natural? Did you see Tony Dungy showing emotion?
Mm-mm.
No. Did you see Bill Belichick showing that emotion? Bill Belichick the same look the whole time.
No.
So
it's not the look. I don't think it's the look that people. It's the when things are going wrong, we never see him talking to a coach. We never see him talking to a player, whispering in his ears. Like I've seen Bill Belichick when things going wrong. He'll walk over to the head coach or walk to the offensive coach, walk to the quarterback coach, the DB guy, and say, "All right, we need to do this." I've never really seen Raheem do those things, and that's what's the frustrating.
But this is okay. We may not see it, but we don't know what the hell going on in their headset. He does have that.
We don't. Right, we don't.
He does have that headset goes to every coach that's on that what's going. He can put your buttons to offense. Y'all motherfucking up. We just don't see it. That chewing gum, he could be cussing on his breath. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll be honest with you. That chewing of the gum thing that almost looked like a nervous reaction.
It is. I ain't gonna lie.
It is. It's definitely
nervous reaction. But you have to do that just to show that you're still in control. It's showing that he still feel like he's in control. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. And if you notice, Robert Salas, he was doing the same thing. He was about to get fired. That fucker was chewing gum like crazy up there. But you can't let as a head coach, you can't let your emotions come down that field. Look at what's the guy in Detroit name? Bill Campbell. He shows all this emotion, right? Especially in the playoff. He has all this animosity, all this emotion because his team is losing. They start doing something stupid.
He shows everything.
He shows everything. And that can be something that you try to motivate your players. But to me, that's showing a sign of that you aren't sure. To me, that's just me.
Unsure and unstable.
Yeah. I'd rather for a coach to be like, okay, motherfucker, this ain't working. And you're talking under your breath, like I said, you're chewing that gum. And he chews the hell out of that gum. So,
I think there's cocaine in his
That,
gum. That's the
oh,
difference.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
but yeah, it's
Overcompensating.
yeah,
You
it,
gotta
Write
have
this
that
down.
balance.
so
You gotta have that balance.
yeah, you do.
You got I mean, use a Star Wars reference. You gotta be like Yoda. You gotta be able to control the dark side,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta be able to control the light.
Balance, my friend.
Become
Balance.
become the water, my friend.
Exactly. Water,
Yeah.
water. You must become.
Like I said, I haven't not heard. Like I said, it has to be something with Raheem. Think about this: around the league, nobody has nothing bad to say about Raheem. Nobody.
I mean, I've heard some people say bad things about him and him being too close to players. I've
Right.
heard that.
That's his
But as
negative.
far
That's
as
his
his
negative.
coaching is concerned, um, I don't. I mean, I've heard some Tampa guys, but I don't think those are valid because those are like Tampa people. I
Yeah,
don't
Josh Freeman.
take. It's like me trying to talk. They're trying to get the truth out of Falcons fans about our coaches. I don't listen. So like outside of Tampa guys, I don't take them seriously about what Raheem.
See,
Yeah, I think.
I hate when people put the records in Tampa. If you ever seen that team he had in Tampa, you wouldn't even talk about it. Everybody was gone.
Right.
Everybody was gone. He got that job because I think he was recommended from
That was the last result.
what's the
That
guy
was
here
the
now?
last result.
What's the guy from here name? The coach, the old man, McKay. That was a he was the only one left on that staff.
I think which card didn't go. Money Kiffin went to Dallas, I believe, didn't
Yeah,
he?
Money Kiffin left. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think so.
Money Kiffin didn't want to be the head coach though. He said, "Fuck that shit."
Uh,
So,
Yeah, yeah,
so
but
you know,
I think this is where it comes down to, in my opinion. You could be the player's coach, but you also got to have the results behind it too.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's the main thing with
Yep.
that case now. All about
You got to
this
have the
whole league is
results,
about results. Yeah, exactly.
right?
What
Because, like I
what
said,
have I been saying, kid? What I've been saying all year about him. I don't care nothing about him being happy in players. I don't care nothing about him chewing gum. Look, you just got to show us results. Right now, defensively, we're not getting results. That's it. That's all it comes
you
down to.
got
You're not
you
showing
got
us.
you got to have the results. Like you said, Tony Dungy was a player's coach. But guess what? Tony Dungy had the results. And we're not talking about Super Bowl wins as a head coach.
Right, right.
We're just talking about success. Good Lord, Marvin Lewis. He never won a playoff game,
Ooh,
but
that boy
they always
he had
won.
some good teams.
I
Lord,
don't,
have mercy.
I don't know how they,
don't,
I don't know how the hell
hey,
that shit
don't
happened.
do that. Please don't.
No, but the thing about it is, regardless on what you say about the Tampa record, and we're just talking about straight head coach here. The results, the overall results, is the only thing that matters. Because the thing is, yes, you can have a team full of guys and be a player's coach type of thing, but does that mean that those guys are going to be producing the wins? See, we put too much focus on Raheem Morris, the good guy,
Mhm.
and the players love him. The only thing that matters is the results going to dictate how much these players love him. Because coach, I could be on the coach. I could, like I said, I could be on the coach, and I say, man, he the best coach I've ever had. This and that and that and that. But if we never had a winning season, now people are going to be questioning: is your player approach really being a successful thing in your arsenal as a coach? Because regardless on what that is, it's still it's still a 29-47 coaching record, and that's going to be the default reasoning as to why people are still going to doubt him.
Hold on.
The thing is, yeah. So
I got.
so the
Can I
thing,
say something quick about that 29 record?
yeah.
It's still better than Dennis Allen's. Go to bed.
Woo!
I'm just.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the.
No, he ain't lying.
but
He ain't lying.
I got another thing that Raheem said. He talked about the atmosphere in that Mercedes Benz. Now, think about this. I want everybody to go back. Georgia Dome, Mercedes Benz Stadium. Think about it. When you walk in that Georgia Dome, what? It was like pandemonium in there.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't hear yourself think.
Nope.
You had home field advantage. If teams used to hate to come to the Georgia Dome.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? We moved to the Mercedes Benz. I thought the same thing would carry over. You got this big old beautiful stadium with so much everything, too much in it. I hate to say it, but too much in it that'll distract you from the game. So people go to the the Mercedes Benz now just to take pictures.
Yep.
And by them doing that, it takes away from that game atmosphere.
Yeah. It becomes everything except for a football game.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a destination attraction. That's
Now,
all.
if you notice the teams that are winning, Kansas City, Philly, Pittsburgh, what do those guys do? They have new stadiums, but those stadiums are still confined like old stadiums. You ain't got no, like, you go out to Vegas. Vegas stadium is basic. Don't know they're gonna win again no time soon, but their stadium is still basic. It looks nice outside, but it's still basic on the inside. So, did we do too much when they built Mercedes-Benz Stadium to take away? It giving the fans.
That was a city thing. The city wanted to get rid of the eyesore of the Georgia Dome more so than Arthur. Like Arthur wanted to do stadium outfit, but the Georgia Dome it wasn't a good.
Oh, the venue was terrible.
It was bad. So the city wanted to get rid of it, and they wanted to get back in the 21st century. So I don't really. I mean, I get it. Because I think they did put a little bit too much into it, all this barbershops and all this goofy ass shit in there. Like,
You
I
don't
don't
have to go
think.
to your seats. You can watch the game from anywhere.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
but let me clear something up too, because again, we've stated this before. This is not about Raheem as a head coach. This is about Raheem as a coach. Period. Okay, and we're talking about his adjustments, the ability to develop players, develop defensive backs, defensive linemen, linebackers, be able to rank in the top 10 in certain categories or the top 15 consistently. There's been no consistency in his career as a defensive coordinator, as a defensive coach. And that right there is what we're looking for. So this is not a matter of firing Raheem. This is a matter of consistency. I can't get behind somebody and say, teach me something if you've never built anything. What are you gonna learn from a guy that never built anything?
Now, another thing on that same note, Mike, what you just said, people said they want a winner. What have the Falcons? What have the Falcons never won?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How can you want a winner in they had never won anything because you really don't support the team like that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We you always want something, or what's what you always want something for free, but you don't want to earn it.
Yep. John Abraham said that. John Abraham said that. I'll upload it in our interview with him. He said when he was at the Tampa game, a lot of the fans just end up they didn't even show up to the game.
It's crazy.
They didn't even show up the game, but you say you want a winner. Like you can't say you want a winner, you're not supporting the team.
Most of them outside tailgating and shit.
Watching them from the outside. They
Or
want to be seen.
even if they are in the game, they walking around and shit. They not sitting down. Come on, man, stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things until like I said, if 16 would have changed this whole thing. But thanks to Kyle Shanahan and Devontae Freeman. I'm gonna blame him too still. That would I think it would have changed the whole trajectory of the Falcons organization if that win would have happened. So but until we get to that point, we got to earn where we get. We have to earn to where we're trying to get to. We have to, because it ain't gonna just be given to us. Is Raheem the right guy? I hope he can be.
Who knows?
Like I said, this team this year. Okay, I'm gonna say another. This year's defense is better than the defense we had over the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their excuses on defense should be no more. We have no excuses not to be successful on defense. We have no more excuses. So, if the defense looked like boo-boo this year, we got a problem. That's a problem. Last year, it's the same defense we had for the last 4 years. I hate to tell everybody that. We brought in Simmons and we brought in Judon. The defense is the same. So you got the same results. It's the same defense. So the results turned out to be what? The exact same thing. We could not finish. Is that the coach's fault? Yeah. But it's still the players' fault too. Same players. Can't finish. So,
I mean, that's why Grady's in another place.
Yep.
So
that's why Nathan Landman is gone. That's why Simmons is gone.
So my question is what is the culture of the team? That's what we need to find out.
I don't know.
That's what we're going to have to find out. Because the thing is, you don't want to go through another season. And like you said, we've been going through this for the last 6 years, trying to figure out, okay, what is this thing? So that's why you really don't want to go through another coaching change, because you do that again, now we're going to be asking the same question. What is the culture of the Atlanta Falcons? We done went through more coaching changes on this staff in this franchise. This is the most coaching changes I've seen in less than a 5-year stint that I've ever seen on a Falcons in this franchise.
They don't. The last couple of years, they haven't let coaches develop into that role. Like you just said, we've seen so much change. Is it a good change? Could be, but how do we know? Because they're going in 1 year. So I don't know.
Yep. As soon as they see what they don't like, you got to go.
And so I got one. Go ahead, Casey. I'm sorry.
No. You good. You good.
I was gonna say one more thing. Sneeze. Something that happened last year. Everybody was hyped. That Simmons and what's called pick up last year. Do y'all really think the team wanted those guys, or was that just to please?
Oh, that's the fan base.
That was the Feed fans. That was Feed fans right there.
And I said this last year. I said, damn, why nobody else want these guys? I said this last year. I said, damn,
Yeah.
why nobody else
Talking about
fighting for these guys right here? Maybe they ain't no good no more.
It showed.
So, but we picked them up. The fan base, oh man. So, and like I said, what you do in another city don't mean you do the same thing in the next city.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that. So, I don't know.
He got a point. He picked out Mahomes and then disappeared.
Yeah. What is that? Sometime. He said, I believe Hellman Trice. I was him at that truth. I'm like, what the hell? Trice didn't get hurt. Simmons and Judon won. Yeah, most definitely. Judon would not have been here if Trice played last year. He would not have been here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, Helen, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know about Helen.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, all this here was, and they still try to pick up fucking players. You got fucking 2 new rookies that are edge rusher. Why are they still talking about Trey Henderson? Why?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Let him sit out.
Because I'm gonna tell you exactly what that is. Because Trey Henderson is a big name.
Fucking name.
That's all they care about.
We like I said, a lot of people still fall in love with the big names.
But do they realize the Falcons got $5 million in cap space?
Right. How we gonna pay all these big name players?
I don't think people realize this salary cap is real.
No,
I don't think they realize it's real.
No, they don't.
Nah, because what it is they look at the New Orleans Saints and see how they do it with their salary cap and how they restructure all their players all the time.
They can't pay their rent.
They all got their rent.
Exactly.
So their salary. So these Falcon fans, some, not all. I ain't gonna say some. I'm gonna say football fans think the idea of the salary cap is not real because of what the Saints do with their team every year.
But then again, this is Atlanta. Atlanta's known for what? That flair.
Big names.
Oh my Lord, help these people, please help. All right. Well, that's been an hour, man. You guys got anything else? Anybody?
Somebody.
I'm ready to get to the season.
I spent my last couple minutes.
I got an expectation video coming on Drake London. I'm gonna do quite a few, so y'all leave some comments, man, and players that you want to kind of give expectations. What I'm going to do more often is y'all got to sign up for Mad Mike membership and 6-man membership. It's just $199, and I'm going to do thorough breakdown on NFC South takes. Okay, just won't be Atlanta Falcons stuff. The Atlanta Falcons stuff obviously be for the channel, but breaking down other teams, players, and stuff like that. That's what I'm gonna do more of the expectations of Bryce Young and all those types of stuff.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
I will say this. We really are not going to know anything until we find out the 53.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be some cuts, y'all. Don't get happy with all your favorite.
The thing, and man, I'm gonna quote you on this one. When you got a lot of Ferraris in the garage, you're not gonna be able to drive all of them at one time.
Yeah, we got a Pinto.
look, man, that's what I say. Don't get used to seeing Tyler and Kyle. Don't get used to seeing a lot of these guys. The one thing that I think is going to be a mainstay for the Falcons is the offensive line. And do not be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons try their best to keep Dwayne Lister here in Atlanta Falcons uniform for a long time.
Is there a way to Is there a way we can give him another title to?
He is. He's the run game
Yeah, you
coordinator.
can. Yeah, he
He's the
cool.
run
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some more titles on him. Now I wish y'all would try to come steal him. Ha, I wish y'all would.
Just
And I
sign him
will.
back to a 10-year contract and call that shit quits. That's all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There you go.
Give him all the bonus. Give him all the
He gonna
bonus.
be out Mahomes.
Because
Hey, look,
somebody finna poach him next year.
exactly.
Yeah, they definitely gonna try. They definitely probably already trying.
Mm-hmm.
$20 million a year.
Block,
It's one.
block,
Look,
block,
look,
block,
look.
block, block. You want to talk to who? Block.
I will.
No problem.
I will say one thing though. This is my last thing I say. We need to pay close attention to Darnell Mooney. Pay close attention. He could be a surprise cut too.
Ooh. But we lose money, we cut his ass though.
Oh boy!
We have a $19 million salary cap.
I just don't see him. I don't see him long term with the Falcons, and that's the thing. What
I don't.
I don't.
Yeah,
That's why
I see him here this year. I think everything in stuttered. I think nothing's gonna change on the offense until after next year.
I think for one, I just think Kyle Pitts is going to be that guy for Mike. He's a big target, and Mike Penix, he likes to have big targets. But the only thing that I don't see with this team now is a guy that is able to do the things that Kyle Pitts is able to do, and that's attack those safeties. Kyle Pitts is very quick off the line. And that's one of the main reasons why they called him a unicorn. It wasn't the fact that he was 6'6" and 240 and he can run a 4.4. We got plenty of guys in the NFL that can do that. The thing is, Kyle Pitts is extremely explosive off the ball, off the snap. Very explosive. Just look how he get off the ball. It's like a wide receiver. He doesn't have the hips. He doesn't have the quickness. But he's extremely explosive off. So until the Falcons get another guy that is explosive off the ball like that, but prepare to see somebody next year. I don't think it'll happen next year with obviously because we don't have our number one pick, but it could happen somewhere in the second and third round.
Also think about this. If Cal gets one-on-one with anybody, the ball is going to him.
Yeah.
Simple.
That's hopeful. Yeah.
If he gets if you do not double team Kyle Pitts and he has one-on-one, somebody's gonna get embarrassed.
Yep.
We did a little small breakdown. We did a small breakdown last night about the how teams really they bracket him. They have people over him on both sides. He don't have a lot, and that's why the ball doesn't go to him a lot. It's because teams actually fear him.
You ever heard that defense called with the boxing one?
Yep.
Right.
That's exactly what they're doing.
There's 3 guys on Kyle Pitts almost every play. Look at the game. I went back last night after you showed that video last night, the picture last night. I went back looking at the guy and said, damn, he is triple team here. Yep. So, but the problem, I see what the offense had been looking the other day. I think they ran the running back the wrong way. But they flooded that one side.
I thought so too, Coach. Yeah.
That flood was kind of awkward looking.
It was too much to what's called. So you still had coverage. If they tend to run it back the other way, that means you're gonna take somebody away. That means somebody else is gonna be open. So
hey, look, I'll give you something else to look at. Go look at every throw in that last game against Carolina, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. That last game. Because there was quite a few completions where if you paid attention to the defender, as soon as Kyle Pitts was close by, that defender took his eyes off of who he was guarding and saw Pitts. In that split second, wide open passes. They might want to take a look at that.
But Kyle, like I said, the thing with Kyle too, it's it's he got a shooter's mentality. Shooters shooters gonna get mad. Shooters get mad when they're not getting the ball.
Bingo.
Okay? That's it. Shooters get mad when they don't get the ball, and this is why, as an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, it's essential to understand the mindset of each wide receiver because you got guys like AB. If you don't get in the ball 3 times in the first quarter, you're not gonna have them for the rest of the game. So you have to understand this as an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, but more importantly, a quarterback.
I'm gonna say something about Kyle Pitts. This is a shot at him. Don't give up on your routes. Listen, I'm telling you, Michael Penix. This is the thing about Michael Penix.
Ooh, coach.
First, second, third option. If you're the third option, Kyle, run your routes completely.
Yeah.
The ball is coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know who he's gonna throw the ball to. If you give it up on the route and you're that third option and you're open, you're supposed to be in this point, be at that point. Be at your spot you're supposed to be at. Do the play. That's what I hate about I hate about wide receivers. That's why I don't like wide receivers like that.
They do. If they're not getting the ball,
like you said, they're not getting the ball. They don't run. Drake, now, I ain't gonna tell all of them. Drake runs his route the whole time.
Yes, he does.
He's one of those guys that run his route. He said, "I never know when to get the ball." So if you run your route all the time, just like who was it? Roddy White. He ran his route completely. Roddy didn't take his routes. Julio did. However, Roddy did. So if you run your route, you never know when that ball's gonna come to you. Just run it.
Yeah, it's like I said. That's every receiver. And like I said, coach. That's why I'm replacing receivers every 3 to 4 years. Just me and you got the same mentality because I'm not paying any of these because they don't like receivers today. And I'm throwing tight ends in there. If they don't get what they want, they start pounding. You just see it in them. There's not too many guys. We see Jamar Chase, the same thing. This man get 150 targets every year, but he's still complaining about not getting targets. It's a culture with these receivers and tight ends. If they don't get the ball, but at the end of the day, this is what you got to deal with. This is the culture. Whether we like it or not, this is the culture of the NFL. These receivers are divas. They want the ball so they can get $20 million a year, $30 million a year. That's what they want. And like I said, you just got to make do for what it is, or you're going right back to the draft another 4 years. After those 4 years, getting another wide receiver. It's just the way of the world right now. So we can sit up here and talk about whether we like it, Kyle, or we like it. Kyle really did the same thing. We was fortunate that to have a guy like Julio Jones who didn't really care too much about getting the ball like that. He got the ball because of Julio Jones, but he wasn't on the field crying and whining and on the sideline acting a damn fool for not running his routes. We fortunate to have a Julio Jones like that. We fortunate now to have a Drake London that likes blocking. We fortunate to have that. But those are dime a dozen, bro. Like you're not gonna get that all the time. And again, this is what coaching and quarterbacks have to understand. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make sure the team and players are happy. This is a psychological thing that you have to do as a quarterback, as a coach. You gotta understand the mentality of your players. And if you want to win for that season, you gotta do it, whether you like it or not.
So coach, let me ask you a question before we get up on out here. So since we're still on the Kyle Pitts thing, and we talked about it last night, and since we got some other faces in the chat, whose touches would you sacrifice to make sure Kyle Pitts gets his numbers?
Me personally?
Because if the notion is Kyle Pitts needs to show why he's the fourth overall pick. That means he needs to get the same type of numbers that Drake London got last year. So the question is whose numbers and touches needs to be sacrificed for Kyle Pitts to get those numbers?
Ray.
Right. Michael said the same thing in the chat. Yeah.
So that's for everybody that's in the chat. That's my question to y'all. Whose touches need to be sacrificed for Kyle Pitts?
That's true.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because listen, you're not going to take away from Bijan. I don't give a fuck what the Bijan's touches. Nobody can mess with Bijan's touches.
No.
That man got mustard name. Y'all kiss that part. You're not gonna mess with Drake's touches.
The only reason I said Bijan is because I wanted to extend his career. I want to keep him around.
I'm with you.
That's the only reason why I said I would take away from him. I want to.
You talking about carries or touches?
I just said touches in general.
Touches. Touches.
If Bijan stays under that, 275 last year touches?
Mm-hmm.
Carries,
that's fine.
That's good.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said more explosive plays. If you get more explosive plays versus just out here just him touching the ball with those damn running back screens out of backfield and stuff like that, like don't do that. If you gonna get touches, then let him run the ball. I would much rather have him run the ball than just out here just calling plays for goofy stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
I hear people talking about Nick Nash.
But then but there's a second part to that question. Everything's gonna be based on what how the quarterback feels about that certain situation.
Yeah.
So
I recommend everybody go watch Washington's last 2 years in Penning to Washington. He didn't have a favorite receiver.
Nope.
No. You say Penny?
The open mother sucker.
Yep.
That's what he threw to. If he seen that you was beating your man, the ball's coming. It's up to you to run your route.
I mean, you got to think about it. His number 1, 2, and 3 receivers went in the first 2 rounds the same year he did.
Exactly.
Yep.
They sure did.
But that's the great thing about, and that's why I say, like, if I'm the Falcons, I'm not playing anybody because of the quarterback that I have. Because your quarterback, he gonna get the ball in anybody's hand. It's Matt Ryan over again. All of this is Matt Ryan all over and over. So Matt Ryan is gonna give anybody the ball.
So my thing is with the Atlanta Falcons offense actually being, despite Kirk Cousins shit, was actually a top 5 offense last year overall. And Kyle Pitts had 600 yards. Hey,
that's scary. That's scary.
I don't
listen.
Remember that. Despite all that, the Falcons, I think they would rank in total offense 5th or 6th in the league last year.
You had 4 receivers, carry your tight end, with over 600 yards. Over 600 yards. That's 2,400 yards just by itself.
Two of them had.
2 of them had 1,000. I'm gonna get 1,000.
I'm getting Mooney his 1,000. Fuck that. Remember, Bijan had close to 6 his damn self. Well,
exactly.
5
himself. 5. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, a lot of people are upset about Kyle Pitts not putting up the numbers. I'm gonna go back to what Coach said. The goal is to win football games. If Kyle Pitts end up with 630 something yards and 5 touchdowns again this year, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But did y'all hear? I'm sorry. Go ahead, K-Sal.
I said we were 5th. We were 5th offensively last year. We was 5th. We was 5th or 6th. I know we was 5th in the pass, 10th in the run. Offense ain't the problem.
But and another thing about people talking about Kyle Pitts. What have Cal said?
Huh?
What has Cal said? Has anybody heard Cal say anything?
Yeah, he said so. He been saying that he just need to improve on being consistent.
He said
He said that
he
himself.
didn't say the team. He said him. He's
He
putting that
said
on
himself. This is yeah. He
Listen,
said that about himself.
listen. He knows he didn't do his best last year. I ain't gonna say he didn't do his best. He still has to. Yeah,
He can improve. He know he need to improve.
He know he can improve, but like you said on that Cam Newton thing, he also said, "I'm doing whatever it is to help my teammates,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't get the ball." But he said, but like you said,
He's
he
doing
said
that.
he do that. He needs to, like you said, he ups his game.
Coach,
But it's
let
going.
me ask you. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
God said it's gonna put them in a dilemma too because let's just say Kyle Pitts goes off for 30 for 900, 1,000 this year.
Mm.
Let's just say they just flip the whole offense, and now Kyle Pitts is the number two, and he's hitting on that 800, 900.
Mm.
He's gone anyway. So
Yeah,
I gonna throw dollars at him.
there's no need for him. There's no need to keep him there. No need to
so
keep him
so
there with
so
quarterback like
so
Pitt.
so in reality, in this case, if you don't want to have that dilemma, you cut that motherfucker right now, or you trade him right now.
Yeah.
If everybody's worried about that dilemma, because if he has a great season,
He
what's
goes
gonna happen?
anyway.
He's
That's
gone
no
anyway.
Yeah. Somebody gonna throw dollars at him, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
say this is his 5th year. If he wants this game, if he wants it to be his game, wants it to be his career, he's gonna play. He's gonna play hell. He's gonna have a great season. Can we afford him? If he wants to be in Atlanta, that's the thing. If he wants to be in Atlanta with Penix, he
Mm-hmm.
he may. I ain't gonna say he may sacrifice. He'll stay.
Haircut.
He'll stay like Caleb. Caleb did the same thing.
I
Caleb
think
did the same thing.
I definitely think they will give him a fair deal. I don't think he will be able to get.
What's a fair deal for a tight end right now? What
About 12 million.
$12
About
million?
12 to 14,
So
somewhere in
he's
there.
getting paid. What's that? Cal Pitts getting paid right now? 10, 8,
He's at 10 right. He's about 10 right now.
yeah, 10, almost 11 right now. So what's another $3 million on that?
14.
Yeah.
That's what I would give him, like 14 to 15.
Yeah.
Somewhere
That's
in there.
Over 3
reasonable for
years,
him.
you give him a guaranteed $40 million contract. And
40. Yep.
you give him 50 over 3. He
Yep.
will sign that in a heartbeat, I think.
Absolutely. Tight ends don't get that type of money. They rarely get that type of money.
Mm-hmm.
So
So what's going to happen is you're going to hear about Kyle Pitts either be a post June cut or a trade before the beginning of the season.
Let me say this, Coach. The thing is, you got to understand the type of quarterback that we have now. He's not reliant with his ability to spread the ball and his willingness, I should say, to spread the ball around. You don't need a true number one. You just need a bunch of quality receivers around them that's going to catch the ball. Because he's going to spread it around. This is the same thing we saw with Matt Ryan. It's the same thing we seeing with guys like, I hate to say it right now because they whooped our ass. But this is what you're seeing with Jaden Daniels. Like, he throwing the ball to everybody. He's spreading the ball around. Like, when you got quarterbacks that's willing to get the ball to OZ, Scary Terry, all those guys, like, he's spreading the ball around. These quarterbacks are more valuable to the team more so than players because he can get the ball to the second, third, fourth wide receiver. He's willing to do that, and it makes the offensive coordinator look that much more brilliant because they're getting it out. So I don't have a problem with trading Kyle Pitts away. Why? Because of the quarterback that we have. I thought that would be the case with Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins got fixated on throwing to Ray McLeod.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped throwing it. Look, y'all remember, he stopped throwing it to Mooney for a good little minute. I had a major problem with that.
Yeah, I think it was a 3-game stretch where Ray McLeod led. He had the most targets on the team. It was like a 3-game stretch where he had the most targets, if I remember correctly.
that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting.
When Kirk Cousins was at quarterback, It was numerous games. I think at least 34 games where Kyle Pitts had 4 or less targets.
Yep.
One by itself.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
But that kind of changed too. Like I said, it really changed when
But
Penix got in there.
but at that same game stretch, that was when Ray had about 8 to 9 targets a game.
Exactly.
Why is Ray having the most targets a problem? Because he's
That's
a dude.
ridiculous.
The dude got 49, 45 fumbles in his career. He's Ray McLeod. When you're not, it's a waste of talent. Okay, let me say this again. It's a waste of talent when you're not throwing Drake the ball, when you're not giving the ball to Bijan Robinson, when you're not giving the ball to Kyle Pitts, when you're not giving the ball to Tyler Algier, when you're not getting the ball to the playmakers. Why? It's a waste of fucking money when you're not giving it to Darnell Mooney and you giving it to Raymond McLeod, who making $4 million a year. That is a waste of talent. I don't want to be wasting talent. Why would we just bring on a bunch of fucking Raymond McLeod and throw them the ball and not pay anybody $15 million?
All right, look. Just say it like this. Just say it like this. Charlie Warner's gonna be tight end 1 by the beginning of the season. Just say it. Just say it like that.
That's it.
That's what's gonna end up. That's what's gonna end. Like you said.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, Charlie Warner gonna be tight end 1.
That's the whole point, K-Styles. If he open, if everybody open, what's the point of drafting the number 1 overall wide receiver? What's the point of drafting the number 1 tight end or running back? If the open man gets the ball, what's the point?
No, but here's where the contradiction in that statement goes. But we can't talk about the open man get the ball then complain while Kyle Pitts don't get the ball.
And Bijan Robinson? Oh, because that happened for a good little minute. They damn near fired everybody in the damn Falcons organization because Bijan Robinson was out with a headache.
One game, Mike. One game.
Hey, no, but the thing, he played 13 snaps that game, so technically he wasn't out the game.
It was because he didn't start the game. That's the problem.
No,
bro, I'm not drafting no.
What do y'all think about this here? Simmons can do what Pitts do.
I mean, look, he has the size. I mean, you can see he has similar traits to Kyle, but like we just got to see it first.
You gotta see it. Like I said, get rid of Kyle Pitts and make Charlie Warner your tight end 1. Like I said,
I don't want to hear no.
Look, raise your
You can't cut him. We don't need that.
Look. Raise your hands if you want Charlie Warner as your tight end 1. Raise your hands, everybody.
Wow. I ain't raising my hand.
I'm not drafting. What's the point of drafting?
I'm saying, raise your hands if you want Charlie Warner as your tight end 1. Because that sounds like that's what everybody. Because the thing is, I know with Joshua Simon's not going to be the tight end 1 regardless. He's going to be the tight end 2.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all everybody a question. What makes Kyle Shanahan so good as an offensive coordinator besides the obvious? You look at Moses. Go ahead. I'll go. Go ahead.
I say spread the ball around more. That's
to what though?
All his skill position people.
All right, go ahead, everybody. Everybody answer. What made Kyle Shanahan so good as an offensive coordinator?
Outside of running the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you can that's a part of it too, though.
I mean, it's a balance. I mean, that's all I can really say. It's a balance.
Yeah, it's a balance. He always get the ball in his playmaker's hand.
Yep,
he get the ball in Christian. He makes sure Brock Purdy can run. He makes sure Kittle touch that ball. He makes sure his IU get the ball. He makes sure every last one of his playmakers get the ball. He don't sit up here and call damn plays for damn Charlie Warner for a goddamn screen, a tight end screen on the outside of it. He ain't calling no bullshit like that. He get the ball into his playmaker's hands. He gonna get his money's worth out of them.
Like I said, Like I said, man, Charlie Ward, the tight end one. I'm going to campaign for that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you
I'm
campaign
right
for
there
that.
with you.
I'm a campaign. We campaigning Charlie Warner tight end one for 2025. Let's get it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a goddamn. I'm a draft Kyle Pitts over the number 4 overall and not give him the ball because Ray McCloud open. Man, you get the fuck out my face. That's crazy as hell. Yeah, he open. Let's throw it to Ray McCloud. Hey, Charlie Warner over there. He open too. Let's throw it to him.
But like I said, this is not a good thing for Kyle Pitts, y'all.
It's not.
Nah.
If Kyle Pitts have a great year, we may lose him anyway. Like you guys said earlier.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Regardless on if he has a good year or a bad year, he's gone.
he done.
He's gone. Because Drake gonna get about 30 million. And that's what they're gonna set up for. That's why Jalen Ramsey's not here. Drake gonna get his 30.
Now, I'm gonna say this: if Jalen Ramsey were somehow, I don't want to think of this, come to Atlanta, you can forget about Drake.
Ew, coach. Oh God, don't do that. Oh.
You can forget about that.
That's right. That's over.
But another thing about teams also, again, look at the winning teams. What do they do best? They bring in their own homegrown talent.
Wow, you said draw up and play for Draymond Green over Curry.
Wow.
Hey, that's disrespectful.
You gotta play for him. Kick him in the balls. Kick him in the balls, Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond. I mean, Draymond is $100 million player, so yeah, you might well draw plays for Draymond Green.
Oh boy,
He is a facilitator, though. He is a team facilitator. He is the big point guard.
all I'm saying is, man, if you're a general manager and your job is to make sure you have star players, you got to make sure those star players are in the position to be star players, or else you just need to trade your first round picks away and just have a philosophy or the Giants, or not the Giants, but the Steelers, and they just have a bunch of role players.
Arthur Smith do like tight ends. Oh, did I say it loud?
Oh.
Oh, he did. He is looking for a tight end, though. He's looking for a tight end, y'all.
Now, I'm gonna say this: if Pitts was to walk, the team I say Pitts would go to would be Philadelphia. That's the team I see Pitts going to.
Hold on, say it again. Who?
Philadelphia. That's his home team. That's his team. That's his home.
I mean, I see his home team. Somebody else said the Chiefs too. Like if Andy Reid holds it. Oh my God, Jesus.
Like I said, man, Charlie Warner, tight end 1, 2025. Let's get it. Let's get it. Gonna run the ball. Charlie Warner, Joshua Simon, tight end room. No, look. Charlie Warner, Joshua Simon, Felipe Franks, 2025. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Stop that.
Look, I'm campaigning for that right now.
Hey, Styles is campaigning for that.
It's Drake London. It's Drake London, starring Drake London, Felipe Franks, Charlie Warner, and who else did you just say?
Ray.
Joshua Simon. Let's get it. Let's get it. Since Kyle Pitts is that bad, let's do it like that.
They saying Cam. They just said, but boy, Cam ain't gonna be the starting quarterback. I think they put somebody else in here.
I mean, he up there. That man, look. That man got Justin Fields written all over. And I mean that in good and bad ways.
Well, you can't trade him. He's the free agent.
You want pizza now? All right, I got you. I love you,
Kyle
right?
Pitts cannot be traded after this year, everybody.
No, he can't.
He's a free agent after this year. He can sign with anybody he wants. But Atlanta is smart. You try to get a deal done with Cal before the season starts.
Yep.
If you're smart.
I mean, they can turn around and tag him if they want to, if he have an amazing season. But I doubt they want to do that because that's another.
That's $19 million.
Yeah, that's $19 million. So they can, if he has a big season, then turn around and try to negotiate a contract or trade him to another team.
It's okay. Anyway, it's been an hour and 40 minutes, man.
Good
Good
God.
talk, Joe. Good talk. I like this. All right, man. We're going to get out of here. Anybody got anything else they want to speak on?
Shout out to Charlie Warner. Shout out to Charlie Warner and Felipe French.
What do you say? Hosted the Jacksons. What the hell? Okay.
Hey, shut your ass up.
He's talking
about me and my hair.
Mr. Jackson.
All right. Anyway, K-Style, last word, sir.
Last words.
Charlie Wynn.
Charlie Wynn. I'm kidding.
Boy.
I'm kidding.
Woke
No, last
lives
words.
matter.
Woke Lives Matter, a.k.a. Charlie Warner, Joshua Simon, Felipe Franks, tight end room 2025. Let's get it.
And Lakers and
I have a headache. All right.
Since Kyle Pitts is that bad, make that happen.
All right, well, I'm going down to the casino and put my money down on the Falcons today. So maybe I will.
Oh, on the Falcons. Ooh.
Yeah. This is I do it every year about this time. I'm going to do a prediction, NFC South, and at least one game win in the playoff. That's what I'm going to do today. That can bring me on the $20. That can bring me about 500. So
I hear this thing about this Teagan guy. Shit, we don't really know much about Teagan because I think they say he only had
he's
like
a great blocker.
he a great blocker, but as far as a pass catcher, like, I think he only got like 2 career catches. Hell, Charlie Warner had a career high last year with 7. Make that happen. All blocking tight end. All blocking tight ends 2025. Let's go. No more pass catches. All blockers.
We want the Monstars as a tight
You
end.
got DeAndre, $2 super chats that y'all press y'all teeth rides up. What the hell?
Yeah, that boy's slow. All right, don't pay him no mind.
Deco was just gone.
Hey.
Ray Kyle, Mercedes Lewis still out there.
Man, get the fuck out of here. Boy, you was on somewhere. That motherfucker about 900 years old. That motherfucker is a Methuselah.
still getting that check.
Mercedes Lewis, man.
I'd rather pass the ball to Joshua Simon than do that.
Mercedes Lewis in the Mercedes-Benz Dome Stadium.
Look, like I said, since a lot of these people in the chat saying Kyle Pitts is that bad, all blocking tight ends 2025.
The end.
Ray McLeod, the leading receiver.
Good God.
Ray for
Ray for president.
Yeah, Ray gonna get 1,200 this year. Ray getting 1,200 this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we pushed Ray McLeod to have 1,200 yards this year, y'all.
y'all remember both Pedro.
So, but all right, Fresh.
Yes, sir.
Last word, sir.
As far as Kyle Pitts, I think everything for him was going to be performance based. Whatever he does up until the trade deadline, I think that'll decide whether he gonna be here or not. And as far as Raheem Morris, man, I'm gonna wait and see. I hope he learned from his lessons, like he said. But like we was talking about earlier, he talked himself into a corner. Hopefully, he don't do that no more. And at the end of preseason, I will be having my first live show on Fresh Falcon Football. I will be doing a schedule breakdown and prediction.
Okay. Big Ant.
We'll be there.
Yep.
Hey, we appreciate everybody coming out supporting us as usual. Y'all ain't have to be y'all ain't have to be here. Y'all could have been doing anything else. Y'all stay tuned for the regulators tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Anything else that either AFN got going on or the Unholy Alliance, we'll be there.
They can preach to you. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you. Did I forget anybody? Did everybody say something over here?
Yeah. Let me sing a song. Y'all.
Oh, Jesus.
You and I must make a pact.
You know what? Hell
We
no.
must bring salvation back.
Fuck all y'all.
Where there is love, I'll be there. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
There we go.
There we go.
That boy good. Yeah, that boy good.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, that shout out to Millie Vanilli in the chat. You heard me? Shout out to Millie Vanilli in the chat.
I'll be there. Okay, you be there.
Everybody give it up for Sexual Chocolate.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good and terrible.
All right,
Shout out to Millie Vanilli for watching us. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We out here.
Okay. All right, man. I want to thank everybody for coming on here today, man. That was a good show. Like I said, I had my own reservations on Raheem. Like I said, what everybody was saying is true, but there could have been other possibilities what we didn't know about. But it's over now. He must be better than he was last year. Simple as that. So everything must be better. Like I said, this is the best defense I think we've had in years. That's on paper. They still got to go out there and prove it.
Yeah, at least 6 years. I
mean, I'm gonna say this team we have now, that's the simple. Without the vets, is actually better than the 16 team.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that.
Yes.
Offensive, quarterback still up there. However, I trust this quarterback like I trusted Matt that year. Not to that degree, but you know what I'm saying? I feel that same vision of that what Matt could have done that year. He ain't Matt. Nobody's Matt. Nobody's going to be Matt until they get 70,000 yards. So that's another question. And I think this kid can get there. I think he can get there. I actually think he can get there.
We'll explain that. That's a nice coach. That's a nice Tiger.
Take that LEU, Mike.
Yeah. Coach just threw me an LEU.
Take it, run it, slam it. But yeah, man. Y'all just stay tuned, man. If you go into the game, be in your seats. We tired of telling y'all that. These players do drive off y'all fandom, they do get up on that. Yes. You go in the stand there, think about this. You go to what's called stands are empty, like, damn, be that bad? They see that. They feel that.
That shit matters, bro.
It matters.
Trust me.
What you guys complain about the team is that you at fault. You're at fault just as much as they are.
Yeah.
Hype gets people hype. People
it matters.
That noise. Noise gives you that energy. You ever been to a concert when he got to, especially these rock, because I've been to a couple of them in my life. And these guys, these bands get louder and louder as these fans start to cheer. Same thing for all kinds of sports.
Mhm.
Get hype on this stuff. So you feel that rush when you got somebody cheering, you know, and it helps when the offense, like Jerry Gray said in his little thing one time, he said, with that noise, the offense get confused.
Yes.
So it gives you that extra time to get home on those sacks. So take these coaches' word for it, man. This man ain't been in the league for 100 years. He don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, go out there and feed these players ego.
Feed these players their energy, man. That's all it is. Feed them their energy. And let James Juice Pierce Jr. do his thing.
Yeah. Let's make a spirit bomb and hit the other
Yeah.
team with it.
Because Jalen's a natural. I hate to say this, that kid's a natural. He's natural.
Yeah, he's straight.
Yeah, he reminds me of. But I see Curse every time I look at him.
I so
Man,
do.
look like the
Yes,
dirt.
I do too. He is a straight freak, bro.
Yeah, so.
Because he's a super freak, super freak, super freaking guy.
Just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, yes.
But anyway, man, like I said, thank you guys again, man. Make sure you hit that like button, share this video, and also hit that subscribe button. I'm at 5. That's cool, you know, but I'm happy. That's all I can say. But until tomorrow, man, regulator show. I think you going on today, K-Sal?
No. We got nothing today.
You're not gonna do the work today. Okay. All right. So until tomorrow, man. We'll see y'all then unless something break. Yeah, Mike anyway. So
Oh yeah, I definitely will.
Notification on Mike. Mike drop videos like what the hell you talking about? So
Yeah. I look, a minimum about 3 videos a day. So
yeah, talk about somebody and everything.
Mike drop videos like mixtapes.
He will drop them. It's like ain't that going on? But
that is No Limit Mike. Drop a record each week.
No, just man. Anyway, again, man, y'all thank y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all Saturday, man.
Yes, sir.
Stay out of trouble. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.